We live?
We live.
Yeah, we live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Khelil.
I'm Alex. And here we got all my old friends here today. The father, the hooper, the firefighter, my man straight from Dallas. Say what's up to Jamie, y'all.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
You say you're from Dallas?
Yeah, you from Dallas, bro. And
Yeah, I'm from Dallas.
recently just seen that NBA hooper, your boy Andre Emmett died.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they say he was shot right outside his home. Like, shit crazy.
Yeah, and the thing that makes this crazy is like recently you see like a lot of 6ix9ine memes and all these things about like snitching and all this type of stuff. Right?
Did you see that one when it's like some guy got bit by a spider and he turned into Spider-Man?
Oh, and
then it was like some dude got bit by a rat. He turned to 6ix9ine.
I seen that.
I seen that too.
But I mean, I think we need to have like a serious discussion about this joint.
I think it's stupid
because it's like you say it's stupid, but there's like I'll take the Andre Emmett thing for example. Like what happens now? Like what's the next thing that's gonna happen in Dallas now? Like this dude was like I heard he was like a legend over there.
Yeah, he's like a legend. So like when I was in high school, like man, like you just heard about him like all the time and like different stories from like teachers, from like coaches and stuff like that. And you got to remember, like he's from the area that I grew up in. So like when he came out of high school, I was still like in elementary. So everybody used to always like, hey, did you go to that Carter game? You see what Andre did? And remember, like my mom worked 2 jobs, so like I wasn't able to go to like a lot of events like that unless I had like a ride or something like that. So one of my boys, Bryce, his mom, she gave me him a ride to a Carter game. It was Carter versus Sappho Cliff. And man, I remember watching him, and it was just like this aura about him, man. Like the basketball court was like his natural place, and like he felt comfortable, like 100%, like the most complete scorer like I seen in person. Like,
so why would anybody hate him enough to kill him though?
So in Dallas, like a lot of the issues in Dallas is like greed. So like Andre was somebody who was never like involved in any gangs, never involved in any kind of like street stuff. That from what I know of, and,
right?
Like, you gotta understand, like I'm from like the same place he from. So if he was in any kind of like stuff like that, like the whole neighborhood would know. You know
right.
What I mean? And like he wasn't, and it was 100% greed. In my opinion.
Did he get robbed too after he got shot?
Yeah, that's what the rumor is. Like he got robbed. He had a Bentley, so you ride around in a Bentley.
Yeah, dudes know you.
Yeah,
see, man, and this is the problem I got with like the community, bro. You hear this thing about like hoopers and rappers, like they can't come back to their own city they're from.
Yeah, I was about
like,
to ask that.
Boozy said the same thing. It's like 100%. I can't go back to the same. I never heard it.
Didn't he say most rappers who get killed die in their own hood?
They get killed in their own city. You can say the same thing for hoopers. They don't really stay where they grew up at.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get the situation, bro. Like this is only our culture that does this shit, though. Like, bro, I never heard anyone tell Taylor Swift, "Don't come back to Tennessee." Like, you don't hear that shit, bro. So it's like
that's true.
How do we solve this problem? And then like we already have like this no snitching mentality that everyone has. Mm-hmm. So, you can say I'm not condoning snitching or whatever, but how do you keep your community safe if no one's willing to step up and say something?
You gotta call the popo.
Exactly.
But people don't trust the police, and people don't trust the police for a good reason though. Mm-hmm. Like you call the police and they might pull up on you thinking it was you that did it.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you, in our position, where do you go to say, okay, I want to keep my community safe?
Bro, honestly,
I can't trust the police. Like, what's it gonna be? Just like vigilante, you know what I'm saying?
One of the things I figured out in the fire service, and we've been able to work closely with cops, is they're just trying to do their job just like anybody else. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like for a community goes, it has to be some kind of trust. Both sides. You know what I mean? It has to be some kind of common ground. With a lot of the whole stuff going on with people like. Killers killing people and stuff like that. It's because people not snitching. People not telling. So,
right.
But you're not telling.
Yeah, there's valid. I mean, like, you telling somebody, then what's gonna happen to you, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be put under pressure, bro. Oh, you want to stand now? Okay. Yeah. If I go to jail, someone's gonna even if I don't go to jail, someone's gonna come find you for me.
Right.
So like, how do you fix that issue, bro?
Honestly, I feel like it has to start with like the popular culture. Like, get rid of that no snitching, snitches get stitches bullshit. It's because people don't even believe that, but they follow it anyways. I feel like that makes so much sense. If you know that this dude's a killer and he's in your hood and he's walking around liable to do it again at any time, why the hell would you not say something? Because it's not popular to do that. You got to change that popular message that's going on right now.
So how do you change that though?
You got to start at the top.
It started with the people of power, like some of the people that people idolize, like like the rappers and stuff like that, like. And like what's sad is it's the rappers promoting and not snitching, but like their friends are getting killed, families getting killed and stuff like that, but nobody want to snitch, like,
right?
You know what I mean? But like I said before, like it starts with the whole like common ground, both sides, like police and like people in the community need to come together, and like we need to like
I can't imagine just like seeing something that traumatizing, right? And knowing the avenue to get that person. Like, when I was a kid, when I was in Dorchester, I was on, I'm not going to say the street, but I was in Dorchester. Like, the first apartment that we lived in when we moved to Boston. And I remember it was like a Saturday or something. And it was just like a regular Saturday. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just noontime. And all of a sudden, I heard my mom start screaming, "Oh my God, they're killing him. They're killing him." And right as I was hearing that, like, I was hearing gunshots. And she came running into the room. She's like, "They're killing him." She's crying. And so I got to look out the window, and there's this dude across my building was a parking lot to another apartment complex. Yeah. And there's a car parked right in the center of it, like not even in a spot. And this dude just ran around the car, took this other dude on the ground, shot him twice, and ran away. And as soon as he ran away, this other woman came running out of the building, crying, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I turn around, and my little brother is like 9 years old, just watching the entire thing. Damn. And I'm like, that's fucked up.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy. Like that joint could, like, I don't even know.
20 minutes later, the police came to our doors, and they're talking to my mom, but they're not talking to me, obviously, because I'm like 11 or 13 or whatever it was. But I'm like, how? If they would have asked me anything, you think I'm gonna be like, I didn't see nothing? My brother just saw that shit. He's traumatized now. He's not gonna forget that. And so, am I gonna put that killer's safety over my family's trauma? Am I gonna put him before my family?
Now it's putting your brother's safety over, like, saying something now, because the killer, like, because here's how these things happen. Usually, it's usually like some gang activity. Like, most people know they're killers, right? So the killer doesn't know you, so he's not gonna just like run up on you. But if you say something now, it's gonna be a situation where, okay, damn, I gotta take this dude out before now he gets to court and they got a witness for my testimony and get me sent to jail. So you like it's a really complicated issue, son, and that's why I think.
What if they? This is just hypothetical, but they need to like set up more anonymous.
Your brother's 9 or whatever, but he'll kill you. Like, they'll kill him too. Like, no bull. It doesn't matter how old you are. They won't hesitate because it's like, okay, my livelihood's on the line now. Because for a lot of these, if you look at the rate for what these gang killings and like just regular street killings get solved at, it's a really low rate. Like, they're not solving like 80% of these crimes.
Right.
It's like 30-40%. So now it's
maybe
like,
even less than that.
Yeah, so
that sounds pretty optimistic to me.
Now, if you're trying to keep your community safe, what is like the level of risk I'm willing to take?
So we got this minority just controlling the entire community, bro. Just because they got the guns?
Yeah,
because they got the money, they got the like. What's going on? It's them versus the community.
But that's how it goes. You have a gun. You have a gun in the room, and no one else does. You're the most powerful person in the room.
Fix that. Just get more guns.
like I said again, it starts with the popular figures. It starts with the Jay-Z's,
6ix9ine himself.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but like they laugh.
Look how 6ix9ine's getting crucified.
But they laugh at 6ix9ine, but like you understand, like 6ix9ine, he it's a lot of stuff he found out. It's a lot of stuff he found out while he was behind bars. So. He didn't just walk like I know for a fact this dude just didn't walk into the jailhouse just saying like, hey, I know who did everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I know for a fact, like, his lawyers got together and it was like, hey, this is all I found out. I found out they were planning to kill you. I found out this dude been having sex with your baby's mom. I found out that they was jipping this money because remember. Before everything, he found out everybody was taking money from him.
Yeah. He's on like the day before he got arrested. It was like 2 days before he got arrested.
Yeah, he was on a Breakfast Club
talking about like, oh, I left them because they were stealing my money.
Yeah,
damn.
like hundreds and like thousands of dollars. It's like, so like, all right, so that's the first thing. They stole this money. It's whatever. I don't even think dude was trying to sue them. You know, what I mean?
He was just distancing himself away from them.
Distancing himself, and then he go to jail. Now he finds out the people that, you know, was supposed to be having his back been doing all this crazy stuff. So they say, hey, the judge say, hey, I'm gonna give you 75 years if you don't tell anything. And I'm like, you been smashing my baby mom,
stealing my
money. You done plotted to kill me. Like you plotted to kill me.
Then who got kidnapped? Did someone get kidnapped?
I think it was like some rival rapper, but he was part. I think he was like part of that shit.
Yeah, but like all this stuff happening to me, and you think I'm not gonna say anything?
I'm about to take 75 years for y'all.
So a lot of people saying like the whole like
you shouldn't get involved in it.
Yeah, you shouldn't get involved
if you can't handle that shit.
Man,
I think that goes back to like the level of like influence these dudes at the top have, bro. Because all you hear is like don't snitch and like man, how many times you seen like this rapper's not real? He don't do what he says, all this type of stuff.
Facts.
So I'm like, if the rapper doing what he says, you really be like rocking with this dude like that?
But again, they never been in a situation before. Yeah. So this is the thing. So like a lot of these rappers and like me, I'm on Instagram. I see what's going on and stuff like that. So you're telling me like you gonna need the comments like dudes like Meek Mill, dudes like just like dudes like 21 Savage, like man he a snitch, blah blah. Bro, it's because y'all dudes, when y'all went to jail, y'all was getting like 2 or 3 years. Like, y'all was going away for 2 or 3 years, and when y'all got out, y'all was still going to have y'all youth. Y'all was still going to be able to get out and do what y'all was doing before y'all
right.
Nah, that's true.
With good timing, you know what I'm saying? With good timing, y'all probably would have got like, what, a year and a half? Yeah. Probably 2?
Right.
This dude's on 75 years. Like, you know what I mean? And like, you're gonna really compare, like...
Bro, he would have been stupid if he didn't talk.
But you know what I was hearing, I actually had this boy, I had like a small conversation with my boy the other day. This dude was saying, like, there's no point in him snitching because now if he snitch, they just gonna come after him anyways, though.
Exactly.
Like, so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they snitch, like, it was a big gang. It's not like no small, like, little, like, local type joint. It's a real big gang, son. Someone's gonna find him, bro. Mm-hmm. So now it's like it doesn't even matter.
So
if he's
he
like
should have just took the 75 years then.
I'm not saying he should take the 75
because he would have lived.
I mean, hey, it's either that or you live in fear the rest of your life. You know,
So this is the thing about that. Like, all right, so if number one, when he get out, remember everybody still knows him as 6ix9ine. You know what I mean? Everybody when he get out, he's still gonna be able to do his sales. He's still gonna be able to.
Think so?
I think so.
I think so.
Because that core base loves him.
Yeah, I don't think they really care. Like,
I think so.
It was stupid that he even got himself involved with it in the first place.
When they warned him not to, right?
Yeah, but it's like the street cred thing though. Like rappers need to have like some type of street cred to really get put on.
I heard some of the dumbest shit I ever heard today. Right? It was Charlemagne the God, and he was talking about how Bobby Shmurda should be celebrated when he gets out of prison because he never snitched. Why the fuck are we celebrating Bobby Shmurda because he never snitched? How dumb is that, bro? How stupid is that, bro? Bro, is that just... That's dumb as hell. You're celebrating this criminal because he was stupid enough to not reduce his sentence to protect the dudes who wronged him? I don't know the whole Bobby Shmurda situation, but that's I'm not gonna...
In Bobby Shmurda's situation, I think like they all just got caught. Here's the other thing too though. It was like if y'all all get caught, it's a whole different story. But if
that'd be snitching on your boys, and that's different, right?
Yeah. So if y'all got caught and like nobody said nothing,
that's different.
That's completely
different.
I won't condone that.
Yeah, I would sit down for that. I'd do that.
But if it was like if it was something like where your man's got caught and he wants you to take that hit for you. Now we're getting to like some really like gray like some shady area, bro. Because if you're my man, you would never ask me to go to jail for you, bro. Like you would never put me in that position ever. You would never put me in that position. Never. But now you're just like, oh damn, I got 2 strikes, I can't go back.
There's might be some situations in a gang environment where one person might need to do the time while the other one stays on the streets. You don't know if he has more pull in the streets than you do. So he needs to stay on while you go.
I'm talking about like a general sense, like a sense that like one of us can relate to, bro. It's like just some shit where it's like, okay, you got caught doing some shit you weren't supposed to be doing. And now, we're both in the car. And now it's like, oh.
So you gotta say it's yours?
Bro, I mean, you're gonna be like, oh. Like, for example, you get caught with like guns and coke in your car.
Right, now you gotta say it's yours because I want to avoid the charge.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, hell no. What kind of shit is that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like that's the thing. Like if you was like my kid's mother or somebody like that, I would sit down for you. But
really?
Yeah, because I know for a fact, if I went away, I know my kids would be good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if it's somebody like your boy, you gotta own that.
Yeah. Facts, bro. Like I'm not like if you're my boy, you're not gonna ask me to go to jail for you, bro. That's like some crazy. That's some crazy shit.
I knew a dude when I was in high school. It was this kid. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but it was this kid, good kid, man. He used to give everybody a ride home. I remember because remember in high school, you everybody would have cars,
right?
So and unless you want to take the bus, you gotta you gotta catch a ride. You know what I mean? So he was just known for giving everybody a ride home, right? And I guess he got pulled over or whatever, and the kid had an ounce of cocaine in his car.
Cocaine?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah, not like an ounce. Yeah, I think it was like an ounce of cocaine in his car. And
Dallas is crazy, bro.
And it was in a backpack. Somebody left a backpack in his car.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And this is a kid, literally, nicest kid, man. Like everything, nicest kid. But he had I remember the story. He had so many kids in his car that night because it was after a football game, Friday night football game. So he was dropping off mad people. He was 5 people in his car. I think he drove an Expedition.
The big ones, yeah.
Ford Expedition. And I don't know if he knew who bag it was. To this day, I still don't think he know who bag it was. But
what happened to him?
But no, nothing happened.
Oh,
but
okay, good.
The kid went through a tough time because he had to go to court. And nobody was fessing up to owning it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was fessing up to owning it. And remember, in Dallas, it's so easy for you to get any kind of drug, you know what I mean? Because remember, Texas is right by the border. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Everything.
I haven't think of that.
Everything comes in. So it's nothing for a 15, 16-year-old to have an ounce of cocaine or an ounce of anything. You know what I mean? Because it's so accessible.
So if that kid was still in the car and the police found the cocaine in his bag, and he would have asked that dude, "Yo, just take the charge for me," that would have been
good. I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, it was you." I'm gonna be like, "Yo, own up to that shit, bro." I'm not it's gonna be if we get caught in the same car and it's yours, I'm gonna just apply the pressure on you. I'm bro, I'm not going to jail for you. I'm just keep applying the pressure on you.
That's not even
And after that, if you don't want to do that, I'm bro, I'm not going to jail for you. I'll apply pressure on you. I'm yo, bro, you can fess up to this shit. I won't say nothing, but just know I'm not going for you.
But if it comes down to it, I'll say something.
If it comes
down to it, I'm saying something. I just don't understand where this whole. Do you think the no snitching thing came from the distrust between the police and
no.
Where'd that come from?
I think the no snitching thing came from people fearing for their life. I understand. Back in the day, back when our dads were I don't know how old your dads are, but back when my dad was in his 20s and stuff like that, one of his biggest things was one of the biggest things in his era was extortion. You know what I mean? It was a lot of new businesses starting up and stuff like that. If you wanted protection and you wanted to be safe in the community, you had to have somebody backing you, just in case somebody from a certain area came over here and tried to get some money off you, because they probably be wanting more than us, but we're getting this from you. You know what I mean? So you either get with us or you got these dudes coming to take more. So that's how the no snitching thing came in, people saying if you tell gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? So that's
You don't think it was from dudes just going to jail and it was oh, somebody ratted on me, and then now it's
when they got out, they just
it's almost like a protection type thing. You don't think it's one of those type of situations?
I feel like it's a mix of everything. Like I said, it could be that.
Well, why is it someone else's job to protect you from some shit that you did? Why would you be mad at somebody especially for someone you don't know? They have no loyalty towards you at all. For that shit that I saw with my brother, if we would have said something, why come after me? I don't owe you shit. You did something. You were stupid enough to do it in the open, in the middle of the day. Someone was bound to see you, and are you mad at somebody for saying something?
See, in a situation like that, I wouldn't snitch, because like he said, number one, I'm gonna be real with you. Number one, that's none of my business. You know what I mean? And
I disagree.
Number two is kind of like he said, if I snitch, I'm right across the street. I saw everything happen. And this is the difference between, and I tell people all the time this from here, this is the difference between Texas and Massachusetts, like you guys like are right on top of each other. So it's nothing for somebody to be like a killer to be in your backyard, or like just walk the street over to come deal with you. Like where I'm from, you gotta if you want to kill me, you gotta
work for it.
You gotta come travel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come travel a little bit. And that's the thing that's so scary about Boston. Like when I be hearing these stories about like these cousins killing each other, like and stuff like that, like people be like related to each other, still be having beef. Like, and I'd be like, man, that's crazy. Boston's crazy. Like, man.
But I disagree with it being not my business. I'm like, I saw the entire thing. My family saw the entire thing.
You did.
And now if this dude goes free, it's liable to happen again around me at any time, and it could pop off and affect any one of us at any time.
It could, but like the chances, like we said, the dude probably knew the dude. Like the dude he killed, he knew.
No,
like,
it was definitely a drug deal gone bad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it was in a car, and then he got out. It was definitely a drug deal gone bad, right? So they knew each other, right?
So knowing this dude's a killer, you're gonna take that risk of him being like, okay, I'm gonna go say it was this dude across the street. And then this dude's gonna get arraigned, and he's gonna he'll probably get it's just a witness testimony, so he'll probably get out on bail. Just off. You
can give a description without going to court.
Man, you can't, but you're gonna have to show up eventually, and then he's gonna know who saw him, bro. Like
how does he know when we're in the window from a surrounded building on the 3rd floor, bro?
He's gonna know someone in that area saw him, man.
So he's just gonna kill everybody in the area until he finds who it is.
He's gonna apply some pressure.
How?
If he's not applying pressure, he's gonna have somebody.
All I gotta say is I didn't say nothing. How is he gonna know it was me?
Man, I'm talking about them affidavits. Like, if you go on Google right now, you just see so many affidavits, bro. Like, it's just people, like, I remember this situation happened in college, man. And I seen, like, literally the whole, like, court document on Google. I was able to Google the court document and see everything. Everybody's name, everybody's, like, everything. Like, when you're a juvenile, like, I don't think they put your name on there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, remember, your mom's gonna bring you to court, so like they're gonna have your mom's name.
But that's
in, like,
that's the thing, though. I'm not saying go to court. I'm not saying take it all the way. Give a description. Say which direction he ran in. Say what car he drove. Don't put your name on the statement, but give something.
But the way you can give, here's the thing: you have to show up in court, though. Bro.
You gotta show.
Like you're gonna have to show up in court for the.
You always have to. You don't have to go to court every time, bro. If the police came and said, I don't know how it works. I've never spoken to the police. Now, I think how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong. They say, did you see anything? He drove a black Mitsubishi.
Yes, but I mean, you've all seen.
That's it.
We've all seen the TV shows, like just in general, like to give that test. That's a testimony. So they have to call you into court and to prove you're like a credible witness.
But remember,
don't do that.
Remember,
so he might get off.
So remember, you saw it from across the street or whatever. Remember, you don't know who else. Like, you don't know who else was probably like. They probably know that dude. That dude probably got a cousin that probably was down the street, saw you talking to the cop. So he might apply some pressure to you later just for you talking to the cops. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
But the cops talk to everybody. They went around to all the buildings and spoke to everybody.
He's gonna find out, like, yo, what did you say to the cops? Like, that, and that's part of that's just part of the whole that's part of the whole like hood mentality. And as sad as it is. Man, people in other places aren't dealing with, the stuff that go on here. Like, the area that I live in now, it's just unheard of. You know what I mean? And it's sad, but like I said before, it starts with the people at the top.
That basketball player that died, was it like out in the open? Did people see it?
That's the thing. I believe it was out in the open, and I believe it was definitely people who saw it.
And no one's talking.
And nobody's gonna say anything because that's
and this dude was loved by everybody else, but they won't help.
But you gotta remember, it's
frustrating as hell, bro.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Remember, like Andre was somebody who was when he came to the hood, everybody knew it was him. Like when Andre showed up to the neighborhood, you knew it was Andre because he was riding in something that was different. He was riding in something different. but remember, like the area that he lived in now, like I think he lived somewhere like close to like downtown North Dallas or whatever, and it's nice, like, you know what I mean, like you'll bump into like Mark Cuban or something like that. Oh shit! So like, you know what I'm saying? So like him driving like a Bentley there, it's looked at as like hot, but it's not looked at the same. Is it be looked at like in Oak Cliff? That's like
So how we get rid? See, and that's you mentioned was jealousy. How we get rid of that joint? Then?
You can't get rid of jealousy.
No, but like, there's nobody else where the jealousy is like, damn, I'm gonna kill this dude now. Like, look what happened with Nip and all these type of rappers. You got all this stuff going on.
So this is how I feel. Like, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
This
go
is how I
ahead.
feel about that. It's like when you, like you said, you just mentioned Taylor Swift. Like I feel like it's your aura, and it's about like what you represent as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like so I look at dudes like who are from my area, like Jamie Foxx and stuff like that. Like Jamie Foxx is like, you know, is from Texas. He's from my area. You don't hear about Jamie Foxx like
True.
getting into like,
Because he don't talk that gang shit.
no, you don't hear about him being in any kind of like situation like that, and it's also like,
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's also how you move. Post Malone is from Dallas, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
Right. But
it's how you move. I feel
do you
like,
think he's the same
no, like,
since he's white?
my thing is how you move. I feel like the way if you move correctly, it doesn't matter like your color or anything like that. Like, you know where you're supposed to be and where you don't supposed to be. Like in the case of like Nipsey and like,
Yeah, but why? But why can't you be in your own spot where you grew up at though? Like, why is like if I get put on, I can't come back to Boston?
No.
It's like, that's crazy, bro.
No.
That makes no sense,
Bro.
to me,
all right,
son.
I got a question for you. How many times have you seen Shabazz or any of these dudes from Boston?
I mean, that's
Like, out in
valid.
Boston.
I mean, that's valid, but it's like
You
it's.
get what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro.
It's
I
different.
don't
Bobby
know.
Brown.
I feel like
I haven't seen Bobby Brown. I've been in
like-
Boston for like 6 years now.
I feel like if Wayne or Shabazz or even Terrence Clark, if he came in, like, I feel like there wouldn't be an issue though.
No,
But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
You would think
I
like,
know what
if
you're
you're gonna
saying.
get killed, it's gonna be in a place where you're not, that didn't birth you, right?
and there's gonna be somebody that you possibly have ties to. That's the thing. Somebody that kills you. I was reading this article. Somebody who, like, whoever kills you, like, you knew, or like, you know, like, you know what I mean. You have some kind of ties to this person.
That's what happened to Nipsey.
Yeah, like, it
Right.
happened with anybody. Like, if you look at any famous person, they knew somebody that killed them. Like, you know what I mean. Like you look at all these dudes like Nipsey, even like the girl Selena. Remember that girl
Yeah,
Selena?
wasn't it like
Selena?
a
Her
What's that, man?
manager,
Yeah.
somebody like that, like killed her. Like, you know what I mean?
and that goes back to the jealousy thing. But you can't get rid of jealousy, bro.
You can't get rid of
And
jealousy.
Selena wasn't
but
moving like she was a
it's
gangster.
to the point where
Right.
It's
Far
to
as I
the
know.
point where dudes are. How you so jealous when you're just gonna take somebody else's life though?
I feel like it has to do with the community as well, because most of these rappers that came up talking like about gang shit,
And, yeah.
they come from lower income neighborhoods where gangs are a lot more prevalent, right?
Yeah.
Like no one's starting to Taylor Swift because I don't think where she came from has a lot of gangs or a lot of gang violence
I
as
look at
well.
somebody like Tupac, like, I really don't like comparing the two, but you look at Tupac and you look at 6ix9ine, right? Tupac was from
Ugh.
the hood, like Tupac.
All right, you like to compare Tupac and 6ix9ine? Go ahead, bro.
All right.
So I always tell people this, like, if you look at Tupac's life, he wasn't in gangs and all that growing up as a kid. The dude did theater, he did
Yeah.
art,
Yeah.
he did movies and stuff like that. And like I relate that to kind of like 6ix9ine. Like, I look at, like, if you look at some of like 6ix9ine old pictures, he wearing like private school uniforms and stuff like that when he
For
was
real?
like a kid. Yeah, you got some stuff online. Look it up. And it's almost the same. Like, the energy you put out is kind of like the energy you're gonna get back. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So like, you look at somebody like, so to draw in, like, to compare the two, it's kind of like Tupac wasn't like a gangster, like anything like that. The dude was actually smart, like, and dude got killed because of his affiliation with, like.
Yeah, but when he got killed, that's when he started doing the gangster shit.
But when he got shot.
I mean, yeah.
When he got shot, he started doing it.
Yeah.
So, but remember, he was already with Suge Knight.
Yeah.
All that and stuff like that. So, and he got shot. Look, and remember, he got shot. He got shot under that contract. He got shot while he was like
Man, Suge
under.
Knight.
You dropping names,
That
bro.
dude Suge Knight, devil reincarnated.
Bro,
That
he
dude
was
something else, man.
he was shot under Suge Knight. So like, so remember, you get shot, and then you know what I mean. You now you feeling confident in yourself and stuff like that. You feeling like, okay, if I get shot, I survived a gunshot. Like,
So Tupac, he had a good, I don't want to say good reason, but he had more of an understandable transition into gangster territory.
How?
He was shot.
I don't. But
He was shot. He wasn't.
Was that so? Wouldn't that be a situation? Be like, if I was smart, I got shot doing this shit, and I was already getting success before I started doing this.
Right.
Why I just fall back knowing that I got
He was
shot?
just. It was just anger. It was just anger. That's when he came out with all the. It was just expressing his anger.
But remember,
know,
remember, like I told you, like Pac is from the hood, but so is 6ix9ine. Like 6ix9ine is from the hood too, but like he. Like I said, I don't know if he.
But what is he angry about? That's the thing. Tupac had a reason to be angry. He had a reason to lash out and start threatening dudes like he was doing at the end of it. What's 6ix9ine's reason?
Money.
But no, it's yeah, no, it's the thing too,
that's
though.
true.
Look at all the like to even get to even get on. Like think about the last rappers to get on without rapping about killing somebody or fucking bitches, bro. Like honestly, like think about the last.
I haven't listened to rap in so long because of that.
Think about the last rapper to get put on without doing that. It's like
Drake?
There's very few comments. There's very few freaking like.
J. Cole's.
Yeah, there's very few J. Cole's. There's very few.
Even Drake talking about shit.
After a while, but you know, that's bullshit.
J. Cole had that joint about like 3 times I'm gonna let it rain on. Like even he got that joint. So it's like these dudes. It's almost like to even get into this rap game, you gotta talk about moving this type of way, and maybe that's what might be causing the animosity with everybody else. Because like think about like rap. Like we all listen to rap. It's like a lot of it's just stunning on people. So even though you're just doing your music, maybe that's the reason why these dudes is like, damn, this dude thinks he's so much better than me. So anytime you gonna come back around, I'm gonna show him like, oh, what's really real? Like we all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's why, I think I love like that era when it was like 50 Cent and like The Game and like Eminem when they were all like at the height of like their music career, because everything was like real.
It was real. This was getting shot, bro. Like
everything was like real. Like you know what I mean? And like you look at like the old throwback cassette tapes of those documentaries with 50 Cent, and you talk about all those dudes like, man, he used to come here and beat our ass. I'm like, okay, 50. Okay, he really liked that.
So the people rapping about it were actually about it, and whoever wasn't, you know, that like Ja Rule pretended to be, right? And he got his ass torn up. So you couldn't really get into it without really being about it.
I don't even know if Ja Rule really. I think Ja Rule was like a tough guy. I think he was probably like in the like. I don't know if he was like 50.
I never got the tough guy vibe from Ja Rule.
I think he was from the hood, but I don't know if he was like what he.
I don't even remember. I know like 50. Like you couldn't compare to 50.
No, he's not. He wasn't 50.
But that's the problem. You know what I seen recently? You know that Lil Tecca song, the Ransom joint? Did you see his Genius interview?
No, I haven't seen it.
This dude has a song about it's about like killing dudes, like putting ransom on a dude's head or whatever.
Why not? That's fun.
It's like the number one. It's like probably the number one rap song right now.
Have you seen him?
Yeah. I kid you not, bro. This dude's this dude's like the 17-year-old like
you gotta find
nerdy kid, bro. He went on an interview and like this is for everyone who doesn't know what Genius is. Genius is like this website.
I know Rap Genius.
There's like the lyrics and then you go on.
I rock with Genius.
You go on and you explain your lyrics.
Yeah.
And this dude was like, "Oh, you talking about killing dudes?" This, he's like, "Nah, I don't do none of that." I was just rapping. And it was mad funny, but it's like
he putting himself at risk doing that shit, right?
Yeah.
No, but it was like, who's gonna come at him now? No one's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't live what you saying," and he's still made to be number one. I don't know if it's a formula for success.
Yeah. But
like dudes are still rocking with me. It's like he doesn't pretend to be like he's about that life. He just raps it because he's like, "Oh, I'm just having fun. It's just music." But I feel like
not everyone can do that.
I feel like we don't make that distinction, and that's why dudes feel like they gotta live this type of lifestyle, and then it creates like this envy and jealousy. Now it's like I can't come back to where I'm from now, because like if I'm talking about I'm the shit and I'm stunning on everybody from my area, but like my own hood won't even rock with me like that.
But I feel like it's like a cultural thing. So remember, I don't know if so I'm a little older than y'all. So y'all remember Marilyn Manson, right?
Yes.
So Marilyn Manson used to rap about killing people and killing himself and all kind of stuff like in his music. But remember, like when the new era, like you know, it's so they a lot of that like genre of music isn't like hot no more. Like that's not even like appropriate. People don't even play it on the radio. You know what I mean? They used to play like when I was growing up, they were playing Marilyn Manson on the radio. You know what I mean? So like now, what is the next option? So like I feel like that that influx of music when it was like Chief Keef and Lil Reese and all them, like when they came out like killing people. Mm-hmm. That was like the new wave of like, I'm not gonna say Marilyn Manson, but like when they was when they was talking that whole like, you know, like what kind of music they call it?
Drill music.
Drill music and stuff like that. It wasn't just blacks. Like white people was like, man, motherfuckers killing each other. Like, bro, like,
I thought the whites were more suicidal instead of like murder.
Like, man, like you don't, bro. These kids love Lil Tecca.
I haven't even heard about him until right now.
If you they look him up, bro. It's really like a 17, 18-year-old nerdy looking kid, bro. Like straight out of like theater class watching anime. Like when I say like really nerdy, bro, I mean like really like probably Naruto running down the hallway,
so he can pull off that. I'm not really about that.
Yeah,
but I feel like not everyone can do that though. Not when you look like 6'9" with 6'9" tattoos over your body.
If you look at YN Namir, what's his name?
Oh, you talking about YB Ankoda?
Nah, Namir. What's his name? Man? Like YN. It's something like Namir. You gotta Google him, bro.
I'm about to say YMCMB, but I know that's not it. That's all I know.
But he talks all the time. Like he talks all the time about how like he said like the new wave of music is just video gamers that are rapping. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like the people who are hardcore video game, hardcore, you know, anime, like they're rapping now.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You listen to like if you play one Lil Uzi song, are automatically associated with an anime.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've never listened to him, so I don't know.
Bro, you heard some Uzi songs before, bro.
Like, yeah.
I avoid it.
But like, you're like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's,
I heard that. No, I know that one.
Yeah. Like that's what I associate. I feel like that's the music that I associate. And I feel like Lil Uzi, like everybody say like Lil Uzi came up under like Thug and stuff like that, but like Young Thug, but like I feel like Lil Uzi like created that whole like that like famous Dex and like all of them. I feel like they started that whole like new anime like. I don't know. Like, it just
so you feel like 6ix9ine was like an anime rapper who just pressured into that lifestyle until he caved in?
He's an anime rapper, 100%. He actually made a video. It was like anime in it. It was like a video with anime in it, bro. Like,
that's a tragedy. That's our fault then. What happened to him was making fun of him, but we did it to him.
Yeah, so how much of it goes back? How much of it does go back to us though? Because we're forcing like look at 50, bro. Like 50 was part of 50 being hot because he was really bullying dudes, bro. Like how do we stop that, bro? Like how do we stop dudes from being like, damn, I want to be like 50, so now I'm gonna try to run my block and start rapping, and then I'm gonna be able to control this whole narrative about snitching, about like running up on people. Like how do you change that?
Like I said, it starts from the top. If you take for example somebody like 50 or whatever, 50. Took like the whole street stuff and left it in the street and became a businessman. This dude TV show is like the #1 TV show in America. Like,
but he was able to do that after he got on though. He wasn't able to do that in the process of getting on. So now you're able to do that. Now I'm at this level. I can do this now. But like, okay, everyone's gonna see. Oh, you got to hear it by doing this though.
But you know what's weird about 50? He never changed up who he was.
True.
He did. He just changed how he moved though. Where he stayed.
He did change how he moved, but I don't feel like 50 never changed who he.
Like, he never did. No, he never did.
And I feel like that's the thing. Like if you look at, I love Hove. Like I love Hove. You know what I mean? I love Drake. You know, like you ask anybody, Drake my favorite rapper. You know, of all time. Like him and Wayne, they're my favorite rappers. But like dude changed. Like you know, like Drake changed. Like as he like.
Yeah, he did.
That's one thing I can say.
He kind of did.
You know what I mean? Drake is what. If you look at Drake now, and if you look at the Drake from Thank Me Later, and you look at the Drake after.
Okay. I see.
Bro, like his is like it's not the same. But like if you look at J. Cole now, like J. Cole was still in the same stuff that he's talking about right now. When he came, he looks different because he got the dreads and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like he's still the same J. Cole. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the difference with 50. Like, and I feel like that's why I gravitated to him a lot, bro. Like in terms of music, I wish he was still making music because like he just like somebody who just never changed.
Yeah.
Who he was.
I got my own problems with 50, but I can give him that. Yeah, that man petty as hell, bro.
He's like, I need my money back.
That dude's OD petty, bro.
50 hilarious.
It's funny sometimes, but sometimes.
No, sometimes he that forces it sometimes.
Yeah, he forces it sometimes.
But still, so and then you gotta think about like, so is it like a systemic thing where it's like, you know, like people trying to dumb down the culture and stuff like that? 'Cause you look at mostly the execs of like people who sound like, oh, it's getting signed by Sony Records and that, these are white people, bro. They ain't black people. So it's like maybe it's like a thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to, because media is like the most powerful thing you can do. So I'm gonna just try to influence these dudes through media. And have
I see what you're saying. Because once you're on the record label, you can only make songs that they want you to make, right?
Yeah,
you can only talk about
not only that, you're putting out the message behind the music.
Exactly.
So now it's like, okay, have these dudes keep talking about killing each other, and it's all they're gonna hear. We're gonna make sure it's the most popular song on the radio. Bro, so now they're gonna think it's okay to do in real life.
It goes back to Merlin Manson and all the music that was going on back then. Like if you look at what you call like the Virginia Tech shooting and all these Columbine shootings that was going on in the 90s, they were all listening to Merlin Manson, bro.
Yeah.
They were all listening to Merlin Manson. And like I remember Eminem talking about it. Like Eminem had people like trying to like ban his music because he talked about
Eminem was saying some wild shit, bro. Like killing his mom.
Yeah, but they was trying to ban his music. They were trying to ban his music.
Man, talking about driving around like his dead wife in the shotgun seat. Yeah. I forgot what song was that, bro. Oh man, was talking about like
his girlfriend in the trunk. You mean?
Nah, like
Stan.
It was like it was like his girlfriend like in the whip, like driving around, like saying what's up to people, bro. It was like some wild.
But if you take that. But like that's what Eminem was saying. Eminem was like, but it, like, you know, at that time it was. Remember I told you at that time Eminem was rapping. You know what I mean? He was, you know, Marilyn Manson. He was putting out all these hits and stuff, talking about killing himself, killing people and stuff like that. But people were still buying it. Nobody was protesting him.
Right.
People was protesting Eminem because he was rapping. But as soon as they take away that genre of music, or that genre of music stopped getting played on the radio, that Merlin Manson music, like, fucking kill everybody and shit like that. Now you gotta listen to this rap people talk about killing each other, because now it's no other.
Right, you can't get it from nowhere else.
You can't get it from nowhere else. Now you gotta get it. So that's why I tell people all the time that Chief Keef era with the drill music changed everything, bro. Like the homicide rate went. Like people think. Bro, I tell people all the time, bro, look at the homicide rate from when Chief Keef came out.
That's crazy.
To the homicide rate now.
I gotta see those.
You gotta look at that, bro, because
I gotta see those numbers.
I'm telling you, man, like that dude. I'm not telling you he was the problem, but I'm just saying, like, when he came out, stuff started getting
that does not bode well for other forms of media, though.
Yeah, if that's the case, I mean, but yeah, it's the thing. Like, how do we? Is rap so influential because like dudes aren't singing on it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, other music, like, you know, R&B, so you're not going to think of R&B. You're not going to think, like, Mary J. Blige is just heartbroken every 2 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? But is it so influential because it's almost like dudes are just, like, it's almost like they're, like,
it's more influential because it's
like,
raw. It's more genuine, I feel like. Because, you know, the dudes rapping, most of the guys rapping about, like, look at the SoundCloud rappers, those rapping about the hood and stuff. They're actually from there. Mm-hmm. They're talking about their experiences. They're rapping about that in large part because that's all they know. Mm-hmm. So you know that's real, right? So you're going to give more credence to that. You're going to be more influenced by that because that's coming from a real place. That's a real experience.
Okay.
So that can be, you can see that in real life.
But you got some people out there who just searching for real artists. So like, there's a lot of people out there like myself. Like I only got like, and you can ask like some of my closest friends. Like I have a select few artists that I listen to, mm-hmm. and I play them over and over again. Even like songs that they did years ago. I don't really get into too much of the new music because I feel like I get nothing from it, and it comes with like an age thing, like you know what I mean. So,
no,
like,
I'm that way right now.
Yeah, like
I told you that before.
It comes with like an age thing. So now I'm looking for like the music I listen to right now. I'm listening to like Kevin Gates. You know what I mean? I'm listening to.
Did he talk about snitching? He got a tat. I think I know Kevin Gates. He's the one.
Man got face tats, bro.
Yeah.
talking about snitching. Like, it just goes back to this. Like let's get back to that, Joy. Like dudes are tatting their face unless you know not to mess with them, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you?
6ix9ine got tattoos on his face.
Alright, but we know 6ix9ine wasn't doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's the
like
thing.
we know that. Like we know for a fact 6ix9ine was really not doing this, and then.
But in our search for something real, we made it so that he had to start doing that shit if he was supposed to stay relevant.
And this is the thing; it gets back to the snitching thing. How do we stop that from happening, bro? So if homeboy from across the street's like 12 years old, he wants to be a rapper. How do I convince him that he can be a J. Cole, or like a dope ass rapper,
Will Smith
like
rapper,
a Kendrick rapper, without having to like be in the streets dealing and killing people, bro. And
you're gonna convince him on your own while all these other rappers talking about the same thing is getting blown up.
That's what I'm saying. So how do we do that as a community? How do we get these messages across?
It's hard because you understand like the whole rap music right now. I tell people it's like a get rich quick scheme. Like you can honestly put us in like I was playing with my daughter. I was playing with my daughter last night and she put on a whole album, bro. Like no bullshit. She played a whole album of Baby Shark, bro. like, bro,
I'm not listening to that.
Like, bro,
that's my joint.
The whole, like, bro, I'm telling you right now, it was 10 songs that had nothing but Baby Shark.
Yeah, that's my joint.
Like, bro, it was like 10, bro. It was like 10 songs. It was like 10 songs, but they all sounded different. They had one you play when you wake up in the morning. They had one you play at
Tell her to send me that link, bro.
Bro, it's on Amazon or something like that. Amazon Music. But like, bro, I'm playing this and I'm just like, all somebody did was sit down and said, Baby Shark, Shark, Mommy Shark. Like that's all they did, bro. And like they made it hot. Like, and now like you take that for example, right? That's like. I think that been on like the Billboard charts. Like I don't know how long.
Baby Shark?
Yeah, Baby Shark is on like.
Was it Billboard?
It's like a Billboard.
I thought it was just a YouTube thing.
I didn't know. No,
that's an official thing.
Famous. Somebody that made that. I'm trying to think about who made that though. But it's been on like top of like Apple Music charts and everybody like for a long time. And you gotta think about it. Somebody probably took like 30 seconds to write the song. Like, you know what I mean? But like. You look at that's how you look at like TK and Polo G and all these dudes.
A lot of dudes just rap from Cardi B, Blueface, whatever his name is. Who?
Polo G nice. But so you have these like get rich quick schemes, but is there a way to get?
Once you get to the top, they need to be in unison and saying like Eminem had a song about this where he talks about toy soldiers. Yeah. Don't be about that. I talk about it because I have to, but
how you
it's not fun.
But how are you gonna? You see, this is what I keep asking. I'm gonna ask again. How do you like the 50 thing? How do you, people saw how you came up? They're gonna know how you came up. So it's not like, oh, I'm here now, so don't do what I did to get here. Man, do this.
Probably stop glorifying the dangers of it because they talk about getting shot like it's fun, bro. Like look at that Soulja Boy story. Bah, shot his head. Bah. Like it's fun, right? Now they gonna want to do that shit too.
But dudes back about going to jail too, though, bro.
That's so.
It's stupid, exactly. But it's like how much of this shit has like dumbed us down.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like we're getting dumbed down by the music.
I feel like what hurt us and the young people is like the social media. I feel like if a lot of dudes had social media before this, like imagine if Jay-Z had social media back when he was coming up, or Nas or something, it'd probably be some shit on them that would probably be like, is this dude really real like that? Like, yeah, or like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing. So like they survived, like, you know what I mean? And like in that era, you could have said like, hey, I've been a drug dealer for so, bro. It's like since I've been alive, it hasn't been one documented person that I know that's come out and said Jay-Z sold cocaine. But Jay-Z always talks like, yeah, when I was growing up, I sold cocaine, I sold drugs. Mm-hmm. But I haven't heard anybody ever say, I tell people all this all the time, I never heard anybody that knew Jay-Z that said like, hey, Jay-Z did this.
Right.
Jay-Z.
So he's the only one saying that he was a drug dealer.
That's the only person that I heard. But if you look at 50, and you look at people like The Game, or like you look at those dudes, like, man, like, there was people who was really like, man, I was scared of that dude, man. Like people who got their ass beat by him before, right? Going on the internet, like, yo, he beat my ass, like, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't nobody to play with, you know. But
yeah, you know, that's actually a good point I forgot to bring up though too. And with this whole with the whole snitching thing, the whole killing thing, bro, like the fair ones don't exist no more, son.
Oh hell no!
Like the fair ones do not exist, bro. I cannot be like, yo, meet me out here. Like you saying some shit about me, and we can scrap. Everybody has a gun now, son. So it's like, how do you can't even take care of your business like you used to.
If you got a clean record, you can get an LT. If you got a clean record, you can get a license to carry. Right. That's the thing. If you got a clean record and you have no indication of you being like a psychopath, you can get that, and that's so scary.
I mean, does it even go that far?
Yeah, like let's say for instance, like if you go. If like it's easy to
some fucked up people be getting some guns.
No, bro. Yeah, bro. All you gotta do is, bro, you can find, like, if you really wanted to find one, you could find one. So that's the
thing. I went to my friend's house in Dorchester. I went to the park, This kid with another kid had a gun drop out of his hoodie pocket, picked it up in front of me, and kept on walking. A real gun. A kid. And I'm looking at like, did you see this? She just said, keep walking. Let's go. That shit was crazy, bro. Like, if the kid can get it, bro.
Mans don't drop guns casually, bro.
Anybody can get it, bro. Like,
no, they can. So that's the thing. The fair ones don't exist no more. And then you got like this whole gun thing, bro. Anybody can pull a trigger, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like freaking like 4-year-olds kill their grandmas by accident by pulling the trigger. So,
but now you a man if you can pull the trigger.
That's what I'm saying. So how do we like there has to be a way to change this mindset, and it's gonna be so hard to do. You
gotta make the old school cool again. Let's say that. Because everything's a cycle, right? History always trends repeat.
But old school was I can catch the fair ones with you if you're talking. You cannot catch the fair ones, bro.
It's got to come back. It got to make a comeback. How that Marilyn Manson music came back, or somewhat. Yeah. It's going to make a comeback eventually, bro.
I don't see the fair ones coming back, bro.
It has to.
I think people are too scared to die, man. Like, people are so scared to die. Like,
was it because it wasn't as easy to get guns back then?
It's like this. So, let's say, for instance, you want to fight me, right? You may want to fight me. Your intentions may to be want to fight me, but maybe somebody you with don't want to fight me, or like I might be beating your ass, and your cousin that's watching the fight might just shoot me. Cause I understand. A lot of these guys aren't big like us. Like can beat somebody ass. They're like a lot of these dudes are like you seen Lil Tecca, bro. Like imagine him running up on you saying let's catch the ones. Like you think you gonna be scared of Lil Tecca? Like hell no. You know what I mean?
So we're just empowering these weak ass dudes to do whatever they want just because they can get guns now.
Yeah, I feel like all of these dudes. No offense, I feel like all of these like new rappers like they're weak. Like these they all skinny. They all frail. 21 Savage. All of them. They all like.
It's a damn shame, and it's our fault. I mean, that may be because there was a market for that, right? Because back in the day, rappers like 50 Cent, they gave these big dudes, and they're talking about all these things, and these smaller dudes can't really relate, right?
It was just like just to see that era, like from like an adult point of view. I would love to see that era and just see what was really going on. Because remember, we were kids. We didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
But I heard they were just going to different cities on tour, beating people's asses.
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying?
Would I even like them at that point?
Remember, it was no social media, so it was nobody pulling on a camera like, man, the game beating somebody ass.
Right.
Somebody else. It was none of that. So like.
That's just really who they were, bro.
Man, they was just going around this,
So y'all think it's like the music thing that has like the big influence?
Oh man, 100%. 100%.
The music, movies, but to a lesser degree.
Because nobody watch TV no more. Nobody watch
people. People watching Netflix and Hulu, Disney, all this. They're watching their shows, bro. They're still watching their stuff.
But when you get the where is the real information coming from? It's coming from the TV. It's coming from the networks. It's coming from CNN.
That was the point that I wanted to bring up, right? Because you were saying how, the studios, the executives are probably purposely putting this music out.
Yeah, they are.
So it could be this is just a trap.
It probably
very well
is,
could be.
Because most of but now you're so late into trap. It's like this is how you gotta get on now. Mm-hmm. So how do you
get out? I don't know.
That's my question. I'm gonna ask, man. I'm gonna ask y'all because I really don't know the answers. Like how do we stop the influence of this music to where it's not like okay, most people now can just recognize it's just music now. Like my rapper, like my favorite artist don't gotta be. He don't got. It might sound lame. He don't gotta be real. Yeah. He doesn't have.
You're okay with that?
He doesn't have. My favorite rapper don't gotta be killing people, bro.
But you okay with him talking about killing people when he really doesn't?
I'm fine with that. I don't care. It's music, son. Like it's music. Like
it's supposed to be escapism, right?
You can say that, but like at the end of the day, like
the person I listen to, that's a thing, and like. And I think we brought having this conversation.
So how many rappers you listen to? You think they all kill somebody?
No, they all didn't kill nobody. But I feel like a lot of the dudes, a lot of these young dudes, man, like NBA YoungBoy. I listen to him too. Like NBA YoungBoy, like those dudes, they really out there, bro. And I feel like those are the dudes that all these dudes really idolize.
And those are the ones that you like. You would you mess with a rapper who talks about all that stuff, but they weren't really about it? Because you said you like 50 because he was real.
Man, that's 50. Like I feel like after like Wayne and Drake, 50 Cent probably all time. Like
because he was real.
Man, yes, bro.
So you don't mess with
being real. It adds to the gimmick or whatever. Yeah, or I don't even have to say it, but like
I wouldn't mess with somebody who was just talking about it just to talk about it. You're just doing it for the money. You fake. Talk about what's really about it. You know. Like, people knew it was 6ix9ine, right? They knew he wasn't really about it. They warned him.
Lil Tecca said he was fake, bro. Dudes are still bumping him, bro.
To be honest with you, I didn't really know because you understand, like, unlike a lot of other rappers with 6ix9ine, it wasn't a lot of data out there on social media about him. Like him being like, remember like Tupac and all them, that dude did poetry and all that stuff. It really wasn't a lot of stuff like that on him.
Man, I get what y'all saying though, cause I mean, I might be with y'all no bullshit.
I wouldn't listen to it.
But at the same time, like, do you really want the dudes that you listen to having this information feed into your head? Rap about killing dudes. That's how it probably starts, man. That's how it starts, because you just keep hearing. You only listen to those artists that do that, so you only listen to that. It's gonna be, oh damn, I'm gonna do this now.
You think so?
Yeah,
100%. I listened to a lot of it. I listened to 50 Cent in the game growing up. A lot of it, especially in the Caribbean. They were big in the Caribbean,
of course,
right? And I didn't tell like I want to kill somebody now.
Hey man,
I feel like, all right. So we talk about how do we solve it. I feel like the dangers of it shouldn't be so glorified as it is right now in popular culture.
Rap's the most popular music in the world.
If you can,
it ain't going nowhere.
I don't mind if they talk about it, but don't glorify it. Like I heard a song by I started listening to Nipsey like recently, and he was in a song he was talking about his friend who got shot, and he's taking him to the hospital while his friend's bleeding out in the car, and like just trying to keep him awake just through conversation, and that's real. And he's not glorifying like that some sick ass shit, and that's fine. But when you talk about like, you know, Soulja Boy and all these other dudes making it sound like it's fun,
the same dude will say that's why Nipsey never got to that Soulja Boy or that other level. That's what they'll hit you with, bro. Nipsey was big out west. I rock with I can't even listen to Nipsey no more since he died. Like that shit hurt too much. Like Nipsey was really my.
I started
guy,
listening
bro.
to him after he died.
No, he was my ever since my brother showed me Crenshaw like 4 or 5 years ago. Ever since I heard Crenshaw, he was my guy. I was watching his interviews, bro. Yeah. But now it's like Nipsey was real, and like I really rock with his music. He was a dope person. You see him on Gary Vee or doing all these interviews, all this type of stuff. I watch all of them joints. With these other rappers, where you can say they're fake, are you really like like y'all said it yourselves? You wouldn't rock with them like that. So
just like, don't talk about it.
Yeah, like I said, y'all wouldn't rock with them like that. So where do we go from now?
So maybe we're the problem. Maybe because we wouldn't rock with them, we force them to feel like now they gotta get into that lifestyle, and then they get kidnapped, and they get their baby mom smashed by somebody else. It might be our fault. It really could be. He probably felt the pressure because he was warned. I know he was warned multiple times on that.
He was definitely warned. Yeah.
He was like,
I heard 50 Cent tried to like talk to him and tell him, like, you know, when he went to Chicago and like did that whole thing, like where he tried to give out the food and stuff like that, or give out money. I don't know what he did, but 50 was like, man, don't go to Chicago. Like, you know, don't do that. Like,
but even before that, they don't talk about this life as if you're really a part of it.
But what else is he gonna rap about?
Bro,
don't rap.
Son, if you can't, but look what rapping did to his life. Rapping made his life.
Look what it did.
Yeah, no, that's what joining the gang did after rap. But look, when he was just rapping, he was fine, right? Before he started screaming Treyway, he was fine, bro. Dude was like making like funny ass dances on Instagram, and like he was fine, bro. He was literally fine.
I didn't follow him, so
but
maybe he was.
But you understand, like
that, he was still making money too.
That genre of music, because remember he was with Trippie Redd. Like that genre of music was touching like a certain fan base, only one fan base. But
that's true.
Then when he joined the gang, now it started like he started touching another group of another fan base. So now like I feel like him doing that, he was tapping in, you know what I'm saying, to a different.
But why are we like that? You already know what fan base he was tapping into. So why are we like
My
that?
My fan base,
bro?
right?
Yeah, like, why are we like that, bro?
Because I mean, who doesn't want something real? It's not our fault. I'm not saying you have to rap about this to be successful, but I'm saying if you're gonna rap about it, be actually about it, and if you're not, rap about something else.
Son, if a dude is rapping about something else, you're not gonna listen to him.
I listen to Childish Gambino and J. Cole and all these other black rappers that don't rap about killing. I like him. He's very talented guy.
Childish Gambino's my guy. He has a lot of white fans. Same thing with Chance the Rapper.
So
a lot of white fans.
Right.
You're missing, like you said, the fan base is not gonna rock with him like that.
That's like
Charlie Gambino's my guy, but he don't rap about killing dudes, bro.
That's good. I would hate it if he started doing that.
You know when Childish Gambino can make what was that song he made that was mad popular with the visuals?
This is America.
This is America.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino cannot do that until he was at the level Childish Gambino was at. Like if he made This Is America when he was first coming out, dudes would not be paying attention to him like that, bro. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, that's fine.
But he's Childish Gambino now. So
yeah, now he's Childish Gambino. Now he can go into those issues.
But he got big without talking about killing people, right? And if he doesn't need to,
son. All right, listen to this. Childish Gambino, right? He was already on 30 Rock and NBC shows, being a writer and an actor, and a writer.
Activist
Right?
too. He's an activist.
He went into music. He wasn't rapping about killing dudes. He was just like rapping like, oh, I'm gonna try out this music thing. So he already has a decent sized people already following him.
Okay.
And now when he gets to that level where it's like, okay, some people now some more people hearing his music, and now he's at a level where he's like freaking producing like songs like Redbone and for like Get Out and shit. Then he can go back because he's at that level now. Now I can go back and talk about some black issues, and people will actually listen to me because I'm already at this level. Dudes are not gonna listen to you Dudes not gonna listen to you when you first coming out rapping about like son. You think if some dude was rapping like Common right now, he'd be popular? Like honestly, you think if some dude was rapping like Common right now, he'd be popular?
No.
There'd be no chance. So that's what the whole point I'm trying to make.
But I feel like, yeah, like you said, these companies definitely got the power button. But like you look at what's his name, Lil Nas X or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't believe that dude is gay. I don't believe he's gay.
Why not?
I just don't believe he's gay.
Wait, but why not?
Bro, because like I told you, it's something that's going popular right now. Like that's something that's a big topic right now. The lesbian community, the gay community it's a big issue. It's a lot of light surrounding that issue. But
so the execs made him gay to target that demographic.
I wouldn't say they made him gay. I'm just saying that I feel like he's doing it.
I wouldn't want to say made him gay. It's made him say that he's gay.
and I want to make this clear. Like, it's like the rap industry is filled with a lot of gay people. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot of people that's not bringing like that to light. I feel like he is somebody who like bringing it to light, and I don't feel like he's like really like just like I don't feel like Magic Johnson had AIDS. Like I feel like somebody's been like not AIDS, HIV. Like I feel like somebody's got the power button, bro. Like and somebody's it's just like a lot of this stuff is just so.
I agree with that.
I can see that. But yeah, man, let's know what y'all think, man. Would y'all?
Do you really attribute the snitching phenomenon to rap music? Or to pop culture, or do you think it has to do? Maybe we don't understand it because we never really had to subscribe to that code. So if you know about it, like on a personal level, drop a comment down below.
Would you take a 75-year hit for your man if y'all both got caught, or would you what would you do in that situation?
Or would you take 75 years for people who tried to kill you, or people who plotted to kill you, smash your baby mom,
and robbed you,
and took all your money?
Yep.
Let me know you do 75 years for those individuals, and don't leave comments saying that like, oh, he should have known he was getting himself into. No, what would you do? Like, what would you do if you were in his situation?
Right. And do you feel like we as the audience contribute to the culture, like to the culture of hip hop and rap right now, because this is what we demand right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Would y'all listen to rap music that was not about killing and stun and all this other type of stuff?
Yes. Yeah. All right. You. It's for y'all to answer. Let us know. Comment down below.
Comment, like, subscribe. We on Apple Podcasts now. We on Spotify. Catch us everywhere you listen to podcasts. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.